Our story today is about a lady who lived in the land of Israel. This lady had two sons, but her husband had died, so she was a widow. She was very, very poor. She didn't have enough money to buy food for her family. And even worse, she owed a lot of money to a man. And one day that man came to her house and he said, "I need my money, and if you don't pay, I will take your boys to work as slaves for me until the money is paid back." And then he went away. The lady was very upset, as you can imagine, and she quickly went and she saw Prophet Elisha, one of God's special helpers, and she told Elisha how she had no money, she couldn't buy food for her family, and now this man was coming and saying he was going to take her sons as slaves. And Elisha told her, or asked her, "What do you have in your house?" And she said, "All I have is just one jug of oil." And God told Elisha something for her to do. And she went home and she told her boys, "I want you to go out to all of the neighbors and get as many jugs and bottles and jars as you can." And so the boys went out and they started bringing in the bottles and the pitchers and the jugs, and they just brought in one thing after another, and it was all over the place. They had jugs on the table and jugs on the floor, and they kept going out and getting more and more and more and more and more, until there were no more jugs for them to find. And then they closed the door, and the lady took the little jug of oil that she had, and she started pouring. And she poured oil from her pitcher into one jug and filled it up. And she went to the next jug and she filled it up. And the next jug, and she filled it up. And she went around to all the jugs on the floor and all the jugs on the table, and they were all full. And she said, "I need another jug." And the boy said, "There are no more." And then there was no more oil left in her jug. She went quickly back to Prophet Elisha and told him what had happened. And Elisha said, "Now you can go and sell that oil, and you will have plenty of money to pay the man, and then you will have some left over so that you can buy food for your family." So that's what she did. Do you think that Jesus helped that lady that day? Yes, he did. Jesus will help you too. When there are things that go wrong and it seems like there is no way out, we can turn to Jesus and ask for him to help us, and he will. Our memory verse this week is from Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. It says, "God shall supply all your need." I'd like for you to spend a minute now and say that to your mom or dad. Philippians 4:19, God shall supply all your need.